Hey mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? I hope you're all well and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are back on Project Bruce again, and like I said in the previous episode, I'm actually a couple of weeks ahead on the footage now, so bit of a sneak peek as what's to come. One, the very messy workshop. If I go over here you probably see Bruce in the background, so I'm at the point of prepping all the bodywork for paint, all the mechanical stuff's done on it. So in today's video, I'm going to be repairing the rear heel board. As you'd have seen in one of the previous episodes, I bought a Magnum repair section for the offside rear of the heel board. And as you'll see in today's video, they're not a great fit, to be honest. I didn't actually look at the time how much a genuine, well, I don't know if Heritage will do repair sections, they probably won't. So, but it's just kind of a bit of a warning that they are not great. They are not quite the right shape. They don't fully extend to the end by the seals. I mean, I made it work, and you'll see in the video, but they are not fantastic, but it's done a job for me. Yeah, I need to get this workshop tidied up. My OCD will not let me go to sleep tonight with it looking like that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I may well, the videos will be coming thick and fast, as I say. Plan is to get this ready for March the 13th, Bingley Hall mini fair in Stafford, and fingers crossed, what have I got? 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks. That is plenty of time, I think, as long as I don't have any hiccups. So enjoy the video. Thanks for coming back and thanks for watching. Right, the next job on the list is I'm going to do this heel board repair on the back here. I am actually still working around the back rear valance, but it's stressing me out that bit, so time to have a bit of a change, do something different. Don't get too stressed about it, go and do something else. So I've got this rear heel board to do here. As you can see, as from before, I've cleaned up all the rest of it. It's really good nick actually, and in fact, if you look in the corner here, it's nice clean metal down here. You'll see there's a small hole up there which I'll need to put a patch on, cut that out and patch that up. Luckily it's not badly corroded. But a few people mentioned about the quality of the Magnum panels on the rear heel board. There were some expletives involved, I think. They said they're not very good quality. You know, you pay for what you get. One thing I will notice, so compared to the original, there's no supporting bracket in there to hold these captive nuts in place, whereas on the original heel board there would have been. So that's not too much of an issue, but you'll notice it is kind of a bit of a weird shape because it's got this return lip along the top here, and that's good because typically up here is all corroded as well. So you've got one panel and it will do this heel board and it will do up the top here, but in my case, as you can see at the top here is really fine. I've got that bit in the corner, but what I did notice, I've very carefully measured the gap centres from right hand side to left hand side, 1280 centimetres. I've double checked it and treble checked it, 1280 from centres to centres. If I replicate that measurement and put the panel in place, what you'll actually see is that the panel doesn't go right to the end. There's about, well, about half a centimetre, where luckily for me, I've got shiny metal here. Not everyone is going to be as lucky as that, because that bit generally corrodes pretty badly, but as I say, luckily for me, I've still got shiny metal, so I can get that in the right place. When I cut it out though, I've got to cut down here and leave myself something to weld the edge to, because I don't know whether you saw first time, but this panel doesn't go right up to the edge. This return lip I'm going to cut off along the top there, and we're just going to weld along the top here. So first thing I need to do is just cut this all out. So being careful to leave a bit in on the edge here. It's quite unusual. This here is completely solid. That bit in the corner there usually corrodes to nothing, and this panel here. But aside from a little bit up there, which I'll sort out in a minute. So angle grind, I need to go right back to here because that's where the rust goes to, but we'll go all the way up along down this edge here, and there's probably a few spot welds there. I think the 1, 2, 3 onto the door bin. Yes, the door bin. And there would have also been onto the inner sill in here, which is missing at the moment. So once this is off, I need to put a new inner sill section in as well. So let me get the grinder out with the cutting wheel on. Let's get that cut out. Right, I think that's all the metal work cut out and cleaned off. Obviously just got to start rebuilding it now. So we've got the inner sill to go on here. That'll come all the way back to this heel board here. Not sure, yeah, normally. So that would be part of the inner sill there. So as you can see, it comes all the way back, and then it has this bracket mounted on it, which ties the inner sill in with the subframe bolts. But like I say, on the replacement panel, the captive bolts are just like that. So I'm not sure. So I should be able to come back here with the inner sill. Yeah, and I'll be able to weld it from this side. I'll be able to weld it from this side to the heel board. I cut away a bit too much here, but it's only the back of the door bin, so I can get a couple of weld throughs there, or I'll just tack it from the inside. The floor here, this is where you have that, it's not a jacking plate actually, it's a bracket which holds it onto the production line. But that had been heavily welded before, where someone had just welded on top of it, but that whole back of that floor bit was just corroded, so there's no point leaving that, because I've got to tie in the heel board with the floor. So inner sill on, I need to put that patch repair in the floor. Heel board can then go on. We need to measure it, make sure we get the distance right. Weld through here, and then outer sill on, and that's that rear corner all sorted out. Oh, and I've got a wee little patch to do up here. It's only a small one. So yeah. Right, I do apologise. The camera angle on that time lapse was rubbish. So we're going to do the inner sill first. I've cut this piece out. This was actually left off the, I had a cut off of the inner sill of the other side because I didn't use the full inner sill. So that goes up inside there just to complete that piece. And I've extended it over the end here a little bit. I'll just grind it down to the final width or length once I get that in place. I've drilled through a couple here so I can plug weld at the top. It goes on that, there's like a closing panel inside just up there. I don't know if you can see it. I should just about be able to get that with that panel in place. So the welder's warmed up, let's get it done. Right, so that's that inner sill done now. And it's plug welded up inside as well. Next bit I need to do is put this section in the floor. I'm probably not going to film this bit because trying to get the camera angle up there, I'm end up just getting burn welds on the camera. Right, so we've got a big hole. We've got our heel board all cut out, pre-drilled now for all the plug welds. Not going to be able to get the spot welder in there obviously. And I've measured about 3 or 4 times now to make sure the gap is right. I just have to weld it in. I have had to wait for a little bit though, so my trusty old eBay welding mask. You see the lenses. Can you see that? Lens is cracked. The head strap broke. It's completely knackered, to be honest. So I bought a new one. Look at this whizzy one. Look at the size of the lens. It's much bigger in this one. Hopefully it'll be nicer to weld with. Again, it is only a cheap eBay one. 30 quid I think it was. I would like one of those nice ESAB Sentinel ones like Mark has got, but I'm too tight. Right, let me get this welded back in. Okay, so fast forward a bit, I've done all that welding now. Got it welded in here. Welding's a bit chunky around the top. Not really fussed about that. I've welded that little patch in the corner there. And I've got the outer seal back on. I did manage to weld the inner seal through. You can just see the heat marks there. So I managed to weld this inner seal, inner section here, just to give it a bit more strength. So yeah, now just the rear corners and the very back of the boot done, and then that'll be the welding finished, and we can put the welder away for the season, hopefully.